The International Court of Justice has just given a historic landmark legal opinion on the status of Israel's occupation of the occupied Palestinian territories. Some of us, even the most hopeful, were worried a little bit that the ICJ would shy away from calling what Israel was doing an apartheid, and it would shy away from saying that the occupation as a whole was unlawful. We did not need to worry. The ICJ actually went far further than I thought it would. It has said that Israel's occupation is unlawful. It did not recognize its presence in the occupied Palestinian territories to be a lawful one. It also said that your racial discriminatory practices in these territories are a violation of Article 3 of the Convention on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. That provision of the convention says that you cannot put into place racial segregation and apartheid. It effectively said what Israel was doing was apartheid in Palestine. The ICJ also then placed the onus on the international community to bring this to an end. And this is really where they went further than even the most optimistic of us hoped that they would go. It was in the legal consequences of this being an illegal occupation. They said Israel now had to end its occupation. It had to withdraw and dismantle all of its settlements. It had to pay compensation to the Palestinians for the natural resources it had taken, return to them their property, even their cultural property, and it also had to allow the right of return to every Palestinian who had had to leave their homes. Now, it also then went on to say every state in the international community now has to ensure that they act upon this advisory opinion. It also placed the onus on the UN, particularly the General Assembly and the Security Council, to ensure that the modalities of this advisory opinion are worked on. So again, a historic landmark judgment rivaling that we saw in Namibia, in South Africa, where they ended the occupation there in their 1970 advisory opinion. This one, again, for those of us who are hopeful about international law, it is just a piece of paper, but it is a very, very important one in the pursuit of the Palestinian justice.